English to Spanish translation. We have that little button at the bottom of your screen you should see for translation. So, okay. So today our presentation is it's our last presentation. And it's going to be on how to organize a World Migratory Birthday event or events. So my name is Laura. I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and I am the World Migratory Birthday Caribbean coordinator. Okay. There we go. So just a little background. I'm sure from our other presentations, you all would have heard what's World Migratory Birthday. So it's just an annual awareness raising campaign, and we're highlighting the need for conservation of migratory birds and their habitats. So it's a global event. So even though it happens in the Caribbean and South America, Central America, Mexico, US, Canada, it's also on the other side of the world, like Europe and those other continents. So every year people take action. They organize great events, very exciting, creative, fun events for all ages. You know, for kids, adults, teenagers, young adults, and we'll get into that as we go along. Okay, just a little reminder, when World Migratory Birthday is celebrated. It's celebrated on the second Saturday of May and October. So this year it should be May 13th and October 14th, if my dates are correct, if I got it correct. But yeah, so May 13th is right around the corner. So we hope you all are getting ready to celebrate with us. Also in October, if you're not able to do it in May, you could do it in October. So you have some time till then. And then also, please don't feel restricted to these dates. You can celebrate any time of the year. We welcome it. So just to give you all a little bit of information on materials, we have digital materials, and this could be found on our Trello board. So I just have a little photo here of the Trello board, what you could find. So there's social media packets, you could find posters, hashtags, there are even videos and stuff linked on this. So anytime you think you need a little additional material, you can always refer to the Trello board and, you know, get some images that you can post, templates to do flyers and all of that for your events. And yes, you all could use the World Migratory art and everything. It's for everyone to use for the event. Oh yeah, and that's a link up there. But you all could always contact us, and we could always share the link directly with you if you're not in our email, what's it good? In our email chain or blast, or what you'll call it. So let's talk a little bit more. This is the poster I wanted to show you all up close and appreciate the art. I really love the art this year. So I'm really happy to share with you all. Okay, so I spoke about the digital materials, but then we also have printed materials that we share every year. So we call them happy kits, and you can apply for our mini grants at the website I have at the bottom of the screen. And yeah, we can always share these with you as well. So for our happy kits, every year we provide these educational materials in the Americas and Caribbean. And we have kits that can work for up to 50 people for your event, and even up to 100 people in some cases. So in the photo, you can see there's like posters we would share with you all. They're like these bird cutouts, the bird mask, always a favorite, and stickers. And we know everyone loves stickers. So this year we have something pretty new and exciting, and it's a coloring book. It's Yeah, it's a new edition. But in addition to the coloring book, we do have coloring pages from before, and we have for this year as well. You can find on the website. But very exciting. So this year we plan to share one coloring book per happy kit, and y'all could use it. But I just wanted to show you, this is a little video. I hope it plays. There we go. So you just get a little glance of what's in there. And also with the coloring, well, where this video is, it's on our TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, you can follow Environment for the Americas on TikTok. But yeah, we're really excited to have this new addition in our materials. So right, and then we also have an organizer's guide, and there's a series of activities and resources within this guide. This photo I have up here is just a photo of an older guide from previous year. So hopefully we'll have that updated soon. So we have lots of activities and resources within the guides. The organizer's guide. It's available in English and Spanish, and you can use it along with some of the educational materials that we provide. So I'll just show you all a little bit, like an example of some of the activities that we have in it for this year's theme, water. And so this is one activity in it. So this is a very familiar image with the water cycle. But we're educating about water conservation and its importance for migratory birds. So you can see the water cycle, but also you're identifying where along the water cycle, birds need water to survive. So, we have water birds, we have birds that eat fish. There's some birds who would prefer fresh water, others, brackish water. So this is just one of the things that you can expect and that you can use in your events. It's really great for kids, this sort of activity. So, and in it, you fill in the little boxes, kids can color it, so pretty cool. And then this is another activity that is a DIY bird bath. So when birds migrate for so long, they need a little resting spot, and sometimes you can make your garden, your backyard, a little resting spot for the birds. So you can use recycled materials, natural materials for this sort of craft activity. So you can use old plant pots, you can use sticks, you can use an old bowl, maybe like a chipped bowl that you no longer use. You could also use like well, in the Caribbean we have access to coconut, so you could even use a coconut shell. Very fun way to help birds, right? So, and then also it's really important to note that when we do this sort of activity, we want to ensure that we change the water daily. So to keep it nice and fresh and clean, so it doesn't harm birds. And also you want to keep it in a safe area, so no other predators could get to them while they're enjoying your DIY bird bath. So this is just another way you can do another activity and how you can use the organizer guide. Okay, so we're getting into planning the event. So these are just a few steps that you can take and use it as a guide. You can always adjust it to suit you. So the first step is to learn about the conservation theme, which is water this year. So you want to learn about maybe things like water conservation, how it's important to birds, that sort of thing. You want to identify your target audience, if it's kids, teenagers, adults, mixture. You want to design your activities. In that case, probably using the organizer's guide as a way in which you can implement some of those activities and even, you know, be more creative with those, because it's just a guide. It's not there to just do as we say. Identify your needs for a successful event, identify your potential partners, and enjoy the fun and educational activities. So I will go more into it, each step. So step one, you want to learn more about the theme. So the theme is water sustaining bird life. So just like how you all are doing, you all are participating in the World Migratory Bird Training. So we're happy to have you all here and learning with us. So that's one step you can take. You can do your research online. I mean, most of us have, you know, access to the internet. Sorry. I was just getting a little feedback. Okay, so right, so you just learn about the conservation theme, you learn about water conservation, how it helps birds, you know, why it's important to conserve water. So look for information online as well, and on Environment for the Americas, World Migratory Bird Day website as well. You can get lots of materials, your Trello board, you know, and even from your region, your coordinators in your region. Just ask us and we're happy to help in any way we can. So the next step, step two, identify your target audience. So if it's just kids, if it's just teenagers or young adults or adults. So you can always tweak and adjust your activity, your event to suit your group. And I know in some cases there are mixed groups, so you can always, you know, be more creative. And even if adults do like to do, you know, coloring activities and crafts and all of that, so it tends to always work out even if you have a mixed group. So step three, you want to answer maybe some of these questions, this guide. So if like the name of your activity, if it's focused on, you know, it's focused on water, but if you want to focus more on shorebirds, maybe in your area it's more urban birds, you know, wetland birds. You want to have an objective, so you educate about the importance of water and the challenges faced by birds. You know, like I know in the Caribbean we have smaller islands and we tend to face droughts. So that's one challenge birds will face here in the Caribbean. The type of event description. So if it's a workshop you're going to do it like a webinar, you're going to do an outdoor activity like bird watching, you're going to do maybe a more formal activity where you do like a formal talk or lecture, even beach cleanups, that sort of thing. You know, you can do different activities like that. And as I mentioned, you want to have your target audience, who it's going to be, maybe persons with disabilities. So you want to be able to cater for persons with disabilities. You need to know number of your participants, so you can let us know how many participants you have, and we'll be able to provide sufficient educational materials to you. And also, when it comes logistically to planning your event, number of participants, you want to ensure you have like a big enough space. If you're going to be indoors, you may need to provide, you know, seating, refreshments, you know. So you just want to ensure you always have sufficient for the amount of people that you expect to attend your event. So things like create print materials. Maybe you may need something like an interpreter for sign language if you have, if there's a need at your event for an interpreter. And then also you need to figure out your your date and your place, if it's going to be May, if it's going to be October, if it's going to be any other time of the year. And then also, is the place accessible? So, you know, if it's going to be like maybe like a steep area where you have to do a lot of climbing, maybe it won't be as accessible to, you know, persons with disabilities or maybe young kids or somebody with, you know, some sort of injury can't do it. So we want to be mindful of those things to make sure we're very inclusive of everyone and most people could attend our events. So step 4 and step 5. Step 4, determine your needs for the success of the event. And step 5, identify some potential partners or people interested in joining. So maybe for step 5, for potential partners, maybe in your area there's a organization or a group that focuses on water conservation. So maybe it'll be a great partnership to have with them. Maybe even government organizations focused on water conservation. So they would be ideal partners to have for your event. And also in determining your needs for the success of your event, maybe if you want to have it online, you ensure that you have access to Zoom. Maybe in some instances, people may not be able to get to the area that you're at. So maybe if you're able, you could do transportation, equipment like binoculars if you're going bird watching, and that sort of thing. Sorry, excuse me. So step 6. This one is really important to the team. We always love when you all register your event in EMAP. It's just a great tool for us to see how many activities happening in our regions, and also to see the growth of World Migratory Bird Day over the years. So please include your theme. Well, it's supposed to be year 2023. That's my typo. So there's a link, and we'll always share the link with you all. And this is a hidden step, but an important step to enjoy your event. So it's always, it could always probably be a little bit stressful when you have to think about all the logistics and everything being put in place to have, you know, a perfect event. But we don't want it to be like that for you all. So, you know, just go out there, have fun, and, you know, you are doing a great job by educating the public about migratory birds and the importance to protect and conserve them in your area, in your regions, in your countries, in your town. So these are just some examples you can do with kids. So you can do storytelling, you can do drawing, coloring, you can do dance, which we had in previous years. We had sing, fly, soar like a bird. So we had people sing like birds. We had people do dance, which is really, really fun. Excuse me. You can do bird mask, like in the photo I have here. You see kids decorated their mask, and that's always a really fun activity for kids and always a favorite. We have crafts, so you can also do things like do decals for windows to teach about bird collisions. You can do sock puppets, even puppet shows. You can make binoculars from recycled materials like tissue roll. That's always fun. And you can plant different types of plants that birds like, maybe some fruit plants, some flowers. And then there are also games you can take actions to help the birds. So any sort of creative fun games. We also have a game that we can share with you all if you are interested. So teenagers can always, and young adults could always be a tricky spot for us, but They are also very interested and eager group. So for this group, maybe they would be more willing to hear about to hear more facts and educational talks and have conversations about migratory species. Maybe things like short movies or short videos on bird conservation and migratory birds. Bird watching. I'm sure, going out into nature and looking for birds is always exciting. Activities like beach cleanups, there's that instant reward with beach cleanups. You go out there, you do something good for the environment, and there's that instant gratitude. We have art and photography we can always do. I hope you're all not hearing my dogs. I'm sorry. You can also do a poem or song. So create songs, create music. And also you can have little mini concerts at their schools, at high schools, where they create songs, they put on a skit. There's always lots we can do. Please feel free to contact us. So for US and Canada, there's Susan Bonfield. For South America, we have Miguel. I'm in the Caribbean, and Leticia in Central America, and Daniela in Mexico. Thank you. Yeah, now we'll just open for questions from everyone.